Tungasugit. Can you say Tungasugit? That's how you say welcome in the Inuit language spoken in Alaska. Welcome to Patrika's Little Star Cafe. Facts that are fast, fun, and keep you happy. Today is Friday, August 21st, 2020, and here are today's matters for chatter. Number 1, the U.S. government wants to start drilling for oil in Alaska to bring more jobs to the local people there and bring money, of course, for the government. Alaska is one of the 50 states of the U.S. and the last one added, and it's one of the two that's not touching the continental U.S. But drilling is harmful to the environment and in particular to all the species that rely on that area for a living. What if there were to be an oil spill? Could we deal with losing more of the natural surroundings? And another problem is that the sound produced by drilling. That's why oil rigs are generally away into the sea and from people. Can we find alternatives to oil so that we can create jobs and money and not harm the environment? What do you think? Number 2, when we think about penguins, we often think about a lot of Antarctica's ice, snow, and all things cold. But the interesting thing is, penguins didn't naturally originate in Antarctica. In fact, penguins originated in New Zealand millions of years ago. That's right, New Zealand never has extreme winters. So how did the penguins survive there? Researchers found that penguins have a great ability to quickly adapt to extreme temperatures, and the only reason they must have gone to Antarctica was the abundant food supply. Even in coming times, as the oceans are heating up due to global warming, penguins will hardly be affected because of this ability of theirs to adapt very quickly. Number 3, do you know thousands of people are under evacuation orders in regions in California again as wildfires blaze across the state? These 367 reported fires were caused due to a heat wave. A heat wave is a period of extreme hot weather, and California is in its heat wave for the second week now. Isn't looking at the consequences of global warming scary? These fires have brought about so much destruction in the state, and the smoke it produced blanketed San Francisco and could even be seen from space. California is truly going through a tough time amid battling high cases of coronavirus, and our prayers are going out to their affected families. And now for today's mega matter. Gunjan Saxena was an Indian Air Force pilot during the time of the Kargil War between India and Pakistan, and now Netflix and Janhvi Kapoor have made a successful biopic or film biography on her achievements, particularly her first for being a female pilot when they just started allowing females to participate in the Indian Air Force. Of course, this means that it was a tough period for the female pilots and those getting used to them also after they were being allowed. But it's always been a leap in every profession, as we see in another amazing movie called Hidden Figures, which shows the contribution of women, particularly black women, who help launch and propel astronauts to the moon for the US. Just like the more familiar Mission Mangal. But the difference is that Gunjan Saxena and Hidden Figures took place at a time where we're lesser familiar with. No women's restrooms, so that they had to go far away to freshen up and even change. And no matter how hard they worked, men didn't want to work with them. It was normal behavior back then. But because it seems negative to us now, the Indian Air Force does not like the way it was being portrayed in this movie. It definitely is exaggerated to make its point clear, but people now don't have that rigid of mindset that they did before, so it's hard to imagine and accept. Today's word of the day is abundant, which means to have lots of something. And finally, for today's quote of the day, in nature, nothing is perfect and everything is perfect. Thank you for listening, and do send us your questions and comments via WhatsApp, or you can email us at diptyauntie@gmail.com. Take care, lots of love, Dipti Auntie. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, do you know how loved you are?